Welcome to Pacific Push on Taste Radio, Dash Radio, hottest in the beach, coldest in the streets. You know what it is, G Money. Today, I have the pleasure of having the Flatbush Zombies. Unfortunately, we don't got Juice with us, but we have Michi Darko, Eric the Architect, along with the legendary RZA, Bobby Digital. Welcome, fellas.
Bong,
bless.
Oh man, this is a true pleasure. I appreciate you taking out the time to sitting down with me. So I'm gonna get right into it. Now, Darko, was the Man with the Iron Fist soundtrack your first time working together? And do you remember how that collab came together?
It actually was. It wasn't my first time rapping on a RZA beat, but it was our first time working together. The first time I rapped on a RZA beat, Joel Ortiz had the song, and then I got lucky. We recorded on that, and then it just streamlined into that other song. So that was definitely the first time. That was real early in the game too.
Come on, man. Everyone has to rap on a RZA beat instrumental at some point in the game.
Oh, no,
you know what I'm saying?
I've been doing that. I've been doing that for all the years. But to get an official tissue one, that's like, that's just different.
Definitely. So RZA, what is it about this group that made you want to work with them so closely, especially with everything that you have going on in Hollywood? And at this stage, you can be very selective with who you want to work with.
But they got a style of hip hop, that needs to really be brought to the forefront. Their approach, it kind of reminds me, and it's unique within themselves, but it reminds me of when the Gravediggers brought that dark style of hip hop to the culture, you know what I mean? And I just never forget when we did that, it was, hundreds of MCs in New York that was in the same vibe, but didn't have a voice. If the Gravediggers wouldn't have made a couple of gold albums, those voices would have just dwindled away, you know what I mean? The Flatbush Zombies are like a new take on it, and not just the darkness of it, because they're pretty witty with everything, but the different voice styles, the energy, is just something that, I watched. Even after the Man with the Iron Fist, over the years, I was just watching them pop up with joints. That James Blake joint they did, though, was like, oh man, bong, bong, bong. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, we gotta do something. You know what I mean? And here we are, living it out.
Yo, RZA, you took one of my questions. I was going to say this is like a 2021 Gravediggers. I remember I was a pup listening to Nowhere to Run To, baby. You know what I'm saying? Gold Fang. So it's great to see that you adopted them, and they're definitely lyricists. So, I feel that, especially with the Zombies, the name throws people off, but when you get into the music, you understand that they're deadly with the pens. So Eric, y'all recently dropped the Unforgiven with DJ Scratch and Metallica. So have you had the opportunity to perform it live yet? And if so, what was the response?
Man, we just did Red Rocks for Halloween, and we sound checked it. And it was weird. It was only weird because it was like, we made it obviously during like the pandemic. So we never knew how the song would translate live. And we were like, yo, tonight gonna be the night. And when we sound checked it, we was all like, damn, it's so much space in between our verses because the song is so legendary. Like everybody knows the Unforgiven, but it's just like all that space there. We were just like, man, I don't know if we could do it tonight. Like we don't want to do the fans like that. I wanted to make sure when we do it, it's actually maybe with Metallica,
right.
Like it would be weird,
I was going to ask that because I'm like, with your fan base and you have a large following, especially in the festival crowd, I'm like, that's going to be a moment. So I was wondering if you had the chance opportunity. Now I'm going to get back to Darko. RZA already hit the question about like feeling like the Gravediggers, but how long has this partnership been brewing? Like I know this isn't something that just happened overnight. How long have y'all been discussing doing something together?
Shit, we locked in. Time flies. How much years ago? I feel like was it 3, maybe 3.5? How much years ago did we go to the stew? We locked in. We sat down for I think 2 weeks. We have a few tracks together. We got a lot of stuff together. To be honest, it's honestly something that's been brewing for years. Because like I said, from the very beginning, the Zombies coming in, he was the first person to ever reach out. Like I said, I went from rapping on Eric beats. And then I don't remember rapping on anybody else's beats. It was like Eric and then RZA, literally. There was no gap in the beats. So it's something that's been literally brewing forever. It's been brewing since the beginning of me rapping. I don't really know how to pinpoint exactly where it started.
Ogee Money, we did get a chance pre-quarantine, right, to spend a few weeks up in New York and New Jersey at the old Wu Mansion. We call it 36 Chambers East. And, you know, we call it the woods because you gotta, when you come there, just bring everything you need because there ain't nothing else.
Yeah. We in the sticks, man.
Yeah,
but it's beautiful, man. I love the vibe. It was amazing watching these brothers, how they work, and then watching people playing chess and then just picking RZA's brain, talking stories. He loved movies. We love movies. So it wasn't
movies,
really, it was easy. It was like fam, bro. It was like meeting my cousin for the first time.
No, that is beautiful.
I'll never forget, RZA said to us, he said, hey man, ain't no pressure, man. If we just chop it up and just talk about horror movies, then that's what we came to do, you know? Like, we're not gonna force the music, you know? And I feel like I never had a session where nobody told me that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always like so much pressure to do anything. And I feel like RZA was somebody we already knew. And we already did the Burton show. Remember that? The Burton show we did?
Yeah, I was gonna say we did a show together before with Burton. There's actually a video of us doing a cipher that I'm trying to find. We freestyled together. Someone has it on camera. I can't find it.
Oh man, we gotta dig that one up.
Yeah,
it's like 5 years.
Hey fans, anybody who got that video, put it in the link. All right,
please.
Yo, listen, and yo, so I got to get to RZA anyway because I'll be honest, man. The Mystery of Chess Box was the first song I ever learned in my entire life. I'm 10 years old, 11 years old, talking about cocaine from Bolivia. So I'm like, what are you talking about? But RZA, I did want to ask you, like, you've always been very innovative when it comes to releasing art because you treat everything as art as such, from the movies, comics, even how, you know, Wu released Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. Now, with the partnership with Flatbush Zombies, is this a traditional project, or with 36 Chambers, is this going to be like a short film, a combination of both?
Well, right now, you know, we came together to create some music. We got 2 songs, one called Plug Addicts. The other one is actually called Quentin Tarantino, one of our favorite directors. We shot videos. So the beautiful thing about this collaboration, in my opinion, is that, you know, a lot of collaborations during quarantine and pre-quarantine was more digital. Like, somebody send you a track, they send you a track. We had physical time to smell each other, to smell the weed, to sip the whatever vine we were sipping from, you know what I mean? To go in the booth and try many things, and then physical time to actually get in front of a camera, put on costumes and portray this stuff. So this is a super cool collaboration because it's real. On top of it being something of a creation of a piece of art, it's art that lived. And now the fans will get a chance to consume it how they consume it, but know that this is not just, yo, send me a verse, send me a verse, send me a verse. All right, let's put a fake picture together, and that's it. No, this is something that we lived.
No, and you know, so I was here with one of my partners that helps me with the show. Shout out to Deez, he's helping me now. And you know, I got a chance. I have they sent me Quentin Tarantino. I'm like, yo, we gotta listen to this. This is some RZA, and it was so phenomenal. I'm like, yo, this is cinematic. Like, it sounds and feels like Kill Bill, what you expect from when you get a RZA production. And you know, with me, and that's the beauty of Flatbush Zombies is not as well. The songs aren't like shortened. It's 4 or 5 minutes. You get a chance to appreciate it. It's not in this microwave era. So I was listening to it. I'm like, nah, this is going to be special. So yeah, that Quentin Tarantino is crazy. How did that song come together outside of you working with him and just having admiration and just love for his film?
Well, each one of us could add on to that story right there. But I just want to point out that even that track is a collaborative track, right? In the sense, not just the beat. We have the skeleton of the beat. We had Prince Paul come in, right? Original Grave Digger, and he added his vibe to the beat. And then Eric got a chance to bless the beat and touch the beat. So it's like, even the beat itself is a collaboration. And then we was all good enough. You know, Eric was like, yo, we need another, like, I need you to say something right here, Riz. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like Riz was like, man, I ain't saying shit, yo, I'm the producer. Nah. Riz went and added his added flavor back and forth. So that's what's cool about it. But I mean, it came about. I mean, I'm gonna pass the mic actually to the brothers, you know what I mean?
Nah, definitely, Riz. I was gonna ask you what that was to follow up. Eric, now working side by side, being producer, what's that like putting it together with RZA?
Let me tell you, bro, that's, for me, you know, like, hey, like, if it's not 36 chambers. If it's not, man, Protect Your Neck, all the music that I came up listening to. My brothers are so much older than me, they told me Wu-Tang is the one. Like, as a kid, there was so much good hip hop coming out of New York City, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of options, but he always made sure he said to me, Wu-Tang is the one, and I always saw myself in there, and Wu-Tang has so many members. It's like, why you can't throw me? You know what I mean? Like, I was a little kid, like, you could throw us in there, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, being a producer, I think that you're tied to music in a different way, because I always feel like you say, well, I could have did this, or I would have did this, or oh, I would have switched that up there. I think for this particular song, when RZA had pitched it to us, he was just saying, let's pull from different directors, and this one particularly was Quentin Tarantino. I remember that night, I think we had a Zoom call or something, and I watched Desperado, and I watched Hateful Eight, and I think I watched Kill Bill again. And then I had wrote my verse. Basically, after that was over, I just muted the movies and just had them on, and my pen was just going, and by the time I had written my verse, I had left a little space for RZA, like, yo, I wanted to go off. Like, literally, I was just like, I had to. I'd never been asked to do something like that before. Like, yo, watch a movie and really write it. We've done that with our own projects, with like Stanley Kubrick being a big inspiration for 3001: A Lace Odyssey, but I never had another producer ask me to do that. So if I was going to be asked that, I wanted to take it beyond. So once I touched that part and then I touched the beat, I was like, it's over, bro. Like, bucket list check. Like, like it's still surreal to me, that we even doing this, really. So I mean, that's how that part came about. And we lyric driven artists. This is we look at hip hop music as literally a culture that we want to make sure that we are representing our community, New York City, real lyricism, people who take this shit seriously, So I'm a loss of words, really, bro. Like, this is shit.
I can appreciate that, brother. I feel the same way sitting here with you.
I had to say that. That's my line right now. I'm looking for Jackie Brown and shit. Wait, no way he says it in the lyric is like one of my favorite little drops right there.
Yo, and so I got to get to Darko, because with that, like, one of my favorite lyrics off of Now More Than Ever is nothing more creative than a hater's imagination.
Woo!
Right? Yeah, I be having those moments sometimes where these little, I have conversations with my friends, and then I think I said that to someone, and I just like, oh, that was a proverb. That shit just came to me. That was my ancestors telling me something. Yeah, that's one of my favorite bars I've ever, because it's not really a bar to me. That's just more of like, that's just real. Those are gems. And it's good to start your song with the gems. That's like the opening line. I love those.
Definitely. Now I'm gonna keep it with you, Darko. So last year, you donated all the proceeds from that EP to three charitable causes, right? Beam, Black Emotional and Mental Health, Equality for Flatbush and Everybody Eats. Now today, your merch game is crazy, but the first day it sold out, netted over 100K. What inclines y'all to make such a charitable donation at that time?
I'm personally affected by this. I don't live far enough to like not see this. I'll be on the streets. My family's affected by all this stuff. So it's hard for me to really ignore. And I want to make sure every chance I get, I give. I'm a firm believer in giving. So it was a no-brainer, really. It wasn't something. We always try our best. Whenever there's a hurricane, we make a shirt for whatever happened. We try our best to take care of as much people as we can. And that just really was important. It was really important for me to do, especially in that time, just to lead by example. I know we're not the biggest, the most successful, whatever the case is, but if we can do 100,000 like then guys with multi-millions of dollars should have been able to do that faster than we have. And that was kind of also another point I think it was too, like, let's make this more of a trend, giving, because it's very important. A lot of us rap about we ain't had shit, nobody helped us. It would be cool if someone could rap about, I remember when I was a kid and so-and-so came and helped us, So I want to change that narrative.
And that's why you're a leader of this era. That's why you're in a leadership position. And obviously you're being embraced by one of the legends in music, not just rap. So that's a blessing right there. Now RZA, With the success of Wu-Tang and American Saga, do you plan on continuing any of the storylines similar to how 50 created the Power Universe? You can.
well, we just started. We just opened up the writers' room for season 3. You're gonna start. It's a process. Like you start with a small writers' room, and then we go into a big writers' room top of the year. But I do think that there's a great opportunity, for the industry to realize that there's a Wu-Tang cinematic universe. There's one that exists, and that's that part of our business is really governed by the big major corporations. But I think it was like a surprise, I think, to our outlet that it would be received so well, that the art of the story and the way that we're telling the stories, and if you watch the season, you'll see that I'm telling the story in a way that my art is. It's just like you put on a Wu-Tang album, you're gonna know you in New York City, you're gonna know you in the staircase, you're gonna know it's real, but you're gonna also have this level of mythology in it that's gonna kind of make you feel at ease, like to walk through that project, feel at ease to feel the danger, knowing that it's an artistic expression. And so hopefully in the show it's the same thing happening. And I do think that the show itself is lending itself to help create a Wu-Tang cinematic universe.
We need that.
Yeah,
Wu was like my first superheroes, those superheroes to me. And now I'm gonna follow up with this, RZA. So like your verses with Premier was really the first one that I watched start to finish. And that was in the infancy of, that platform is scaled and is grown. Now, who would you love to see? It doesn't have to be Wu, it could be any genre. Who would you love to see go head to head, whether it be MCs or producers?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, first of all, what solo MC could go against Busta? That's
Nobody.
To take the Busta battle, because it's almost like you probably had to go backwards to KRS-One and Busta. Maybe that would have been, but it's hard. So, Busta's he has so many songs spread across 3 generations of hip hop in all reality. Because Busta was there before Wu, Busta was there during Wu, and Busta even came with joints when Wu went cinematic or went into our other chambers. So that'll be interesting to see what Swiss and Timbaland and the whole Triller team put up against Busta Rhymes. I want to see that.
No, that's beautiful, especially with the legends. Like I was just talking to Styles and Havoc yesterday. I have RZA today, and we have to give the same flowers to our legends the same way they do with rock and roll. Let the art continue to grow, and just seeing you embrace this new generation and me being able to have you here on my platform is amazing. So we're going to wrap it up. But before we do, I have what's called G's favorite things, and I'm going to swing it back. So I'm going to start with you, RZA, and then I'm going to swing it to Eric. So RZA, what's your favorite Wu-Tang album?
Wow. I won't be able to answer that, but I'm going to give all homage to that first one, 36 Chambers, because it's the pioneer.
That's the one.
Listen, I'm still going to ask, right? I'm going to heat it up a little bit. So I figure, Eric, are you in agreement? 36 Chambers. How about you, Darko?
Again and again.
Yeah, 36 Chambers, man. It's my earliest memories of music, bro.
All right. So now I'm going to keep it with Darko, and we're going to swing it back. What's your favorite Tarantino flick?
Ooh, this is a hard one. I heard he hates this movie. Natural Born Killers, even though, he had a lot of shit going on with that movie and he was part of it, it's not just his movie. But I really love that film. It's so weird to me. It's like 3 different movies in one. It has a satire, the black and white is like, it's just a lot going on. It's almost like 3 movies. Then it has Robert Downey in it. They go to the end, they go to the jail. It's like, it's a crazy movie. But I heard he hates that movie. So outside of that, I'm going to go with Pulp Fiction, because my cousin showed me that when I was a little kid on VHS, like, yo, don't tell nobody I'm making you see this. And they fast forward straight to Ving Rhames scene and was like looking at my face, like, watch this.
All right.
So it's always going to be Pulp Fiction.
One. No, that's a good one. Like, look, I like True Romance, and he doesn't like to be too a part of that as well. But all right, so Eric the Architect, your favorite Tarantino movie?
It's probably Kill Bill, bro. Kill Bill. I don't know. It's a different having a leading lady be such a vicious killer. It just you don't see movies like that. You know, the silhouette, the part when everything goes black and white. It's just like, how do you even fathom? It's so violent that it's like
it's everything we love in one, man.
Yo,
tell me about
literally.
it. Tell me about it. Now I gotta remix this bong bong style for RZA. RZA, what's your favorite kung fu flick?
Wow. That's another, you hit me with all the hard questions.
It's like, what's your favorite kid? Which one of your kids is your favorite?
It's one that meant the most, Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, because that's where our name come from. And I'll just say there's a film I always suggest people to watch. It's called The 8-Diagram Pole Fighter, because that's where our brotherhood came from. You know what I mean? Watching those brothers all just sacrifice themselves for the family it motivated us, you know what I mean? To realize sometimes you know there's other things stronger than yourself. You could sacrifice yourself for the cause to continue on. So I'll throw that one on the table as well.
Yo, listen, man, I'm not going to do any more. I'm not going to stump RZA no more with these questions. I know we got to get out of here, gentlemen, but I'm going to start with the Flatbush Zombies. Let the fans know how they can get in contact with you, what's coming up. Again, Quentin Tarantino, plug it. You got a lot going on.
Eric, you do this. You're so good at this.
Man, we here, Flatbush Zombies. I don't want to say too much, but I'm going to say we about to drop 3 fantastic projects individually as solo artists. And we definitely coming back, hitting you with the Flatbush Zombies next album. I know we have some leftover James Blake stuff we got to show y'all. We have too much in the can, and I feel like 2022 is going to be a big year for all of us, man. Real. We ready. We ready.
All right, now it's on the RZA.
Well, first of all, I want your fans, to continue supporting the Flatbush Zombies and what they do. They're an important vibe and pillar of hip hop. Keep that chi going, as I would say. And for myself, just sit back and look forward to season 3, Wu-Tang, an American Saga. The saga continues.
You heard? That's what it is. And I'm G Money. I'm from Bed-Stuy. Killer Priest. Shout out to Killer Priest, man. That's my brother too. You heard? But yo, it's G Money, the Flatbush Zombies, the legendary RZA. The music is amazing. And it's G Money Pacific Push. 2 for 5s. The mother niggas got garbage down the way. You heard? Word up.